Hello. Welcome to Bryson's Breakdowns, the channel where we break down different sci-fi factions and ships, vehicles, events. I actually did an episode before on a different channel, but now I have my own channel. So this is technically the first episode on this channel. So today we're going to be talking about the United Alliance of Races from the Dark Space Worldbuilding Project of my own creation. I mentioned them in a previous video, which I will get around to remaking at some point, but it's kind of like the Federation from Star Trek, in that it's numerous races that have come together in order to brave the universe together for mutual protection, research, and other purposes. Its history. The Alliance was founded in sometime in the 23rd century, and not very much is known about its early periods, or this early period of its existence, except that it was a time of great expansion and exploration. The Alliance actually gained much of its territory that it now holds that it held in the 26th and 27th and later 35th centuries during this time period. During the During the mid-26th century, the Alliance encountered another race, the Aryan Empire, led by the Aryans. That's not related to the Nazis in any way, as I specified in the previous video. It's spelled differently. It's E-R-Y-E-A-N. Anyway, the Aryans treated them kindly enough, mostly because they didn't really know that much about them, so they didn't want to risk starting a war until they knew more about the Alliance and what it was about. The Alliance eventually discovered the Aryans had certain genocidal tendencies, and that they wanted to exterminate all life in the universe. So they started putting their allies together in order to stop them. This culminated in the Battle of Eris, E-R-I-S, resulted in an Allied victory. The Aryan ruler was supposedly killed, or apparently killed. And well, the Aryan Empire collapsed. 50 years later, the Aryan Imperium would launch a revenge strike, which later came to be referred to as the 3-Week War, because the Alliance military, which had been greatly diminished by that point, was gone in 3 weeks, and the Alliance was forced to flee into an unknown area, or an uncharted area of space. 20 years later, they returned, but by that time the Aryans had gone into isolation, so nothing really came of their return other than other people being kind of relieved. And by the 35th century, they had expanded even further. With the Vulpin Trade Federation and the Goran Star State joining them by that time. Anyway, member races. First I'm going to cover the founding species. The humans, the Econs, the Trigons, the Capitali, and an unknown other race, for a total of 5, founded the Alliance way back in the 23rd century. The Prokians, a race of raccoon-like aliens, would join it in the 24th century. Numerous unknown species have joined it, including several canine races, such as the Vulpin. And speaking of the Vulpin, they were originally an ally of the Alliance, but eventually they decided to join it along with the Gorans by the 35th century, as I've already said. The Econs actually seceded from the Alliance in the 33rd century and struck out on their own. Policies. The Alliance had a policy of exploration and scientific research first, as well as try diplomacy before conflict, which served them very well in pretty much with almost every species other than the Aryans and one other one, both of whom viewed diplomacy as a sign of weakness. So, yeah, the Alliance also had a very life-centric society. They valued life, all life, equally. Technology. Alliance technology is made from 2 sources. The technology of its member races brought together, just like they had been brought together, and reverse engineered enemy technology like the Aryans. Aryan ships were salvaged after the Battle of Eris, and certain elements of their technology were integrated into the Alliance fleet over the next 50 or so years. Anyway, that does it for today. And here's hoping for a long and prosperous future for this channel. Bye.